Hey guys, this is Josh Farley back with another video. And in this video, I'm actually going to be talking about the Google Pixel 8 fingerprint sensor, and I'm also going to be talking about like past, Google Pixel phone models with the fingerprint sensor. I'm kind of voicing my displeasure in this video. I don't normally, voice my displeasure about Google things very often. I'm a huge Google person. I've had Google Pixel 3. I've had Google Pixel 3a. I've had the Google Pixel 4. I had the Google Pixel 4a. I had the Google Pixel 4a 5G. Actually, no, I had the Google Pixel 4a, the regular version. I didn't actually get the 5G version because I ended up getting the Google Pixel 6 a year or so later after that, so I actually waited on that one. So I've had a lot of Google phones, and my main problem has always been the fingerprint sensor. And there's a lot of phones out there that have not had these problems with the fingerprint sensors. Samsung is a really big one that doesn't have these kind of problems with the fingerprint sensor. So I'm going to go over in this video, I'm going to talk about it and stuff. I'm going to talk about also what cases I recommend, that you can actually use with the fingerprint sensor. Now, these are just cases that I'm going to go over. I'm going to, show you guys a case that I actually use for my Google Pixel 8. That I use. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. But this case that I'm going to actually talk about is actually called the Dexnor series case. It's actually on Amazon. Here, I can bring it up here. As you can see right here, it's the Dexnor full body case for Google Pixel 8, and they also make it for the Google Pixel 8 Pro. I actually used to use, because this actually has a built-in screen protector, so that's actually what I use. So I actually used to use, let me type it in here, Google Pixel 8 Poetic. So I actually used to use the Poetic Revolution, and that's actually this one right here. It looks a lot like the Dexnor, but this one doesn't actually work with the fingerprint sensor anymore. So I used to these used to be my go-to cases. Poetic used to be my go-to for cases for my Google Pixel phones, because that's all I've had recently. Like I said, I'm a huge Google person, yeah. They used to be my go-to, but they made it so it wasn't, working with the fingerprint sensor. I don't know why. I don't know if they changed the, TPU or whatever it is. The cover, made it harder, or made it, out of some other material, but it doesn't read my fingerprint. I tried doing it with the, without the protector on there itself. And I tried, redoing my fingerprints without the, screen protector on there. And then I, put the case back together and put it back, how it was, and I tried to run my fingerprints again, and it just didn't want to read them. I tried, washing my hands, stuff like that. I tried rubbing my hands on stuff. I tried, putting some stuff on my hands. They actually say that if you lick your thumb or something, like when you're, sealing a letter or something, you can do that, and that would work for this. But it doesn't work. I tried all that kind of stuff. I tried restarting the phone. My Google Pixel 8, I tried restarting it. And it just doesn't want to work. It just doesn't want to read my fingerprints anymore with the Poetic Revolution case. So unfortunately, I had to move on. The Dexnor is the next best option that I found. And there's also another one, Unicorn Beetle. Let me see here. Pixel. Yeah, Unicorn Beetle Pixel 8. So this is actually called the Subcase Unicorn Beetle Pro, and the reason that I don't like this one, and I actually tried this one as well, the reason that I don't really like this one is because it actually has a cutout for the fingerprint sensor. So you have to have a, a spot on your screen, that actually shows, the fingerprint thing now, and I'm not a fan of that at all. I don't want a circle on my screen, that I have to look at constantly. So that's a big no for me. For you guys it might not matter, but for me, that definitely matters. That's a no for me. But I actually did used to use them, but they started using that design, and they've kept it with the Google Pixel 8. So I actually switched from these were actually the company. This was actually the company that I first started using when I got the Google Pixel phones. I used this from the Google Pixel 3a all the way to the Google Pixel 4a, and then also to the Google Pixel 6. They made these without the new design. With the fingerprint thing there, they have a little, circle there that you can actually see now. And then, for the Google Pixel 7, I use the Poetic Revolution case, because this one changed design. And then from the Google Pixel 7, I actually switched to the Dexnor case, which I can go back here and I can show you guys. So it's kind of, it's this kind of, a pain, because, it's kind of hard, to find, a case, that actually, wants to work for the Google Pixel 8. I mean, it's unfortunate, because, and the main reason is because Google is using outdated technology in this fingerprint sensor. So, from what I read online, and I have another video talking about it too, that I made a few months back, and, I just figured I'd make an updated video on this, and maybe Google or somebody will see it. But they're using outdated technology. Samsung, I'm not going to jump ship or anything from Google to Samsung, because I'm a huge Google Pixel fan, and I'm a huge Google fan in general. Like I said, I have Google Pixel Watch 2, I have, Nest Hubs, I have, cameras that use Google Assistant. I have a bunch of stuff, that's Google. I have a Google Pixel Watch first generation. I have a Google Pixel 7a. I just have a lot of stuff, that's owned by Google, or operated by Google. I have a Raspberry Pi, that runs a Pi-hole server. That's a version of Android, which is owned by Google. And I, really enjoy the stock, Google experience, the stock Android experience. I think there's nothing better than that. Not even Samsung or OnePlus or anything. But the closest you can probably get to stock Android is actually Motorola phones. They're actually really close to stock Android. Actually, I think they are stock Android, basically. But the downside to those is, I'm not going to get too much into it, but the downside to those is you don't really get too long of update support, so you have to keep that in mind. That's why I actually switched from them to Google, and then I switched from Samsung to Google, because I wasn't, really a big fan of Samsung. I wanted stock Android. But anyway, this is basically what I'm trying to get out there to you guys, let you guys know, that I'm disappointed in the fingerprint sensor, because it's an outdated, technology. Samsung has really good fingerprint sensors. They actually, from what I've heard, they actually like keep a picture or something of your fingerprint or something, and they go by that to unlock your phone. This, you have to actually set it up. I can actually show you guys here. Let me actually go down here into the security and privacy, and then go to, let me go to device unlock. So it's going to make me put in my PIN, so I'm not actually going to do that. But as you can see there, I have 4 fingerprints added. And the problem is with this outdated technology, it takes a while to set up the fingerprint, because you have to do a bunch of, things, to get it set up. I have 4 set up, but it took me like 10 or 15 minutes, to set it up. With Samsung and stuff, I've heard that it's not that big of a deal. It's not that difficult to do. And, it just irritates me. It really irritates me, because, it's been this way basically since I've owned the Google Pixel 3a. I've had problems even with the fingerprint sensor on that. Back then, that wasn't an under, display fingerprint sensor. But now, you would think, that they would have the bugs ironed out. It's not really bugs. I hear about the updates. They send out updates like feature drops, and stuff like that, monthly security updates and stuff like that. And they say fingerprint enhancements. Okay, so, you improve the fingerprint, and I don't really see that. I don't really see an improvement, with the fingerprint. There's not really much they can do, with it because it's outdated technology. So, the only thing that they can actually do to fix it, to make it better is to actually update the technology inside of it, physically update it, not actually update it using software, because that's not gonna, that's just not gonna do anything. It's just not gonna, it might make it a little bit better, but it's not gonna actually iron out the bugs, that the Google Pixels are, facing with the fingerprint sensor. Other than that, I've been fine with the Google Pixel phones. I really love them. But other than that, I've been really, happy with them. The Google Pixel 8, I'm getting 7.5 years now of update support. I'm not really worried about AI. I have another video on my channel about that. I thought about actually upgrading my Google Pixel 8 to the Google Pixel 8 Pro just to get AI features, but I'm not worried about that. As long as my phone can do what it needs to do, and this does. It's got great battery life. It's really good, on, the camera, the battery life, just the smoothness, it's just a really good phone. And the only downside is the fingerprint sensor once again, and even if in the Google Pixel 8 Pro, it has the same technology, and it's outdated. It's just outdated technology, and you don't hear about these problems with the Galaxy phones, Samsung phones, even Samsung's cheaper phones, and iPhones. You don't hear about this kind of stuff. With the fingerprint. OnePlus, they're another one that has a good fingerprint. But I just don't know. I don't know. What it's going to take for them to, fix it. But this is the case that I actually recommend, that I actually use, and this is the one that actually works best with the fingerprint. You can try using tempered glass screen protectors too, but I actually had problems with them, as well using the fingerprint. So it's just, it's just outdated technology. There's not really much we can do about it. There's not really much Google can do about it unless they actually want to spend the money to actually fix this how they should. Like I've been saying, I talked about this in my other video a few months back. I talked about the fingerprint sensor. And it's still the same thing, it seems like I constantly have to switch phone cases every, Google Pixel generation, if am I going to have to switch to another company, after this phone, if they don't, make a better fingerprint sensor, am I going to have to switch from Dexnor, to another phone brand case, because it's just getting annoying, because, I would like to keep the same phone case, like the Poetic Revolution. That's a really nice case. Not that this one's not a nice case, but this one's actually more expensive. But it does basically the same thing. It has a built-in screen protector. It's definitely worth it. And it basically looks the same. It has a built-in kickstand. It protects everything. The only thing, actually, what I wanted to tell you guys, the only thing this one doesn't have that the Poetic Revolution and the Unicorn Beetle Pro have is a flap for the USB-C, and I actually have this. Let me actually type this in here, USB-C dust plug. So this is what I actually bought. I actually bought these down here. This is actually the ones that I actually purchased. It comes in this nice little container here. And what these basically do is, they're little things that you can put in your USB-C port, to help with anti-dust, as you can see there. And, you get a 20-pack for $3-something, almost $4. I mean, that's definitely not bad. If you have Amazon Prime, you can get it probably the same day or next day delivery. And I just carry these around with me. I just throw them in my pocket, keep them in this little container. I keep one of them with me at all times, and I just use that, to so dust and hair and stuff, doesn't get in there, especially when I'm at work, because I have work pants, and, when I wear work pants, I get, like lint and stuff, in the pants, because they're like cotton, So I, would get lint and stuff in there. So I bought these. And they definitely help. You might lose them from time to time, but for $3, almost $4, not even $5, I would, definitely, risk losing these than dealing with my phone getting beat up and scratched, and not only that, not having a case on it at all or something like that, or not having a dust protector at all. But that's the only downside to the Dexnor series case, is that it doesn't actually have a dust protecting flap like the Poetic Revolution and the Unicorn Beetle Pro from Subcase has. But that's a minor inconvenience, not really that big of a deal. It's basically got the same features. It got the built-in screen protector, and the screen protector works with the fingerprint 90% of the time. It doesn't work sometimes, but it works better than the Poetic Revolution case does, or the Unicorn Beetle Pro does. So the good thing about it is Google actually made an update not too long ago. I think it was like a few months back. So now in the update, I can actually show you guys this. Let me actually go down to security and privacy. And if you go to device unlock, let me see here. Let me see if it'll let me. It actually says unlock automatically, so this is a new thing that they should have added years ago, even back with the Google Pixel 3a. This is a good thing that they added. I actually used to root my phone for this, basically just to have this feature with a APK actually called Pixel Mods. So this is actually a really good thing. It says auto confirm unlock. So what this actually does is it says unlock automatically if you input a correct PIN of 6 digits or more. This is slightly less secure than tapping enter to confirm. So you no longer have to type enter, to confirm. I actually made a video a while back about how to get this to work on a rooted phone, on a rooted Google Pixel phone, but you don't have to root anymore to get this to work, unless your PIN is not 6 digits or more, which is the only downside, but they do that for security. Mine is 6 digits or more, so I'm not going to, actually tell you guys my code, but mine is 6 digits or more, and this comes in handy, because when I'm at work, I got tired of always having to, my phone was rooted anyway, so I didn't actually get tired of it, but I think that this should have been a stock Android feature for years, because I got tired of, when my phone wasn't rooted. Like, for example, when I first got my Google Pixel 8, I didn't root it right away, and then I took it to work, and I realized that, when I went to unlock it, I just hate having to wait longer to unlock it, because when I'm at work, I wear gloves. I'm a custodian at a school, so I wear gloves, and I'll, mess with my phone with the gloves on, and obviously I can't use the fingerprint sensor, with my gloves on unless I, make a slit in the gloves or something. But I use, before I actually start messing with my phone, I use some, hand sanitizer on the gloves before I start touching my phone. And then, that would make it even worse to try to use the fingerprint sensor on. But anyway, long story short, I wear gloves at work. And when I do, I got tired of, always having to press the enter, to confirm, to unlock the phone. So I'm really glad that they added this, because now, when I go to put in my PIN, instead of having to wait and press enter, it just, boom, automatically goes into it. So that's a really nice feature, that I'm really glad they added, especially for people that, have gloves and stuff, at work and stuff. That's a really good feature for me, being a custodian at a school. I'm really glad they added that. So anyway, yeah, guys, that's basically the video. I just wanted to rant about this a little bit. I mean, like I said, I love Google Pixel phones. I'm a huge Google fan. I'm not going to jump ship or anything for this reason or anything, but, this is one of the phone cases that I recommend. If you're looking for a, all-around protection case. It's not really that thick either. It kind of looks thick in these pictures, but it's not really that thick. It's kind of like a OtterBox Commuter Series thick. That's not really that thick. So it protects it all around. It's a really nice case. And like I said, the fingerprint sensor works 90% of the time, so that's a lot better than not working, at all with the Poetic Revolution or the Unicorn Beetle Pro case. So, if you're looking for a case like this, I would definitely recommend the Dexnor full body case. I would definitely recommend it. So anyway, yeah, guys, like I said, I just wanted to get this video out there. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. And until next time, guys.